What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Jagan Gaming. So it's been about a year since Battlefront 2 was released, and it is still making headlines in the gaming community. Most of you, I'm sure, remember that Battlefront 2 was a complete disappointment and was just an utter clusterfuck. Okay, I will admit I blindly bought it, thinking that EA would do the right thing, that they wouldn't mess up Star Wars a second time after the original Battlefront came out, and that was a huge colossal mess. Keep in mind, I believe Battlefront 2 came out about a month before The Last Jedi, and I remember that EA was counting on The Last Jedi to boost sales for Battlefront 2. Okay, some of the major problems with Battlefront 2 was that it was littered with, the loot box monetization that gave players the substantial advantages through items, that were purchased with real money. Battlefront 2 led to the most downvoted comment in Reddit history with almost 700,000 downvotes, while trying to justify why a player would have to play the game for 40 hours just to unlock a hero. So if you wanted to play as Darth Vader, you would have to have played that game for 40 hours. Okay, that is a work week. Okay, that means that you got up on a Monday and played Battlefront 7:30 to 4:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, before you were able to unlock whatever hero you wanted to play as. So for most people who have jobs and are married and have kids, it would take you forever to be able to play a game that long. There was no way in hell I would be able to devote 40 hours of game time working a full-time job, being in school, and being married with 2 kids. There's no way in hell I would have 40 hours of gameplay. The only time I really had time to play games without being interrupted was around 9-10 o'clock when my wife and kids would go to bed. Then I could play games for a couple hours before I went to bed. So we're talking about 1 to 2 hours of uninterrupted game time per night. And then of course, there's the weekend, but then again, I still can't sit up playing games all night. So as a result of the huge backlash that EA received, EA was forced to disable the microtransactions, and they had to lower the cost of the credits to unlock a hero by 75%. So those were the in-game credits. So you weren't having to grind for 40 hours just to unlock a hero. Okay, so it's substantially less game time that you would have to play. Now, granted, I bought the game hoping that it would be good, and I blindly bought it. And within 5 to 10 minutes of playing the single-player campaign is when I realized, okay, EA got my money again, but this is going to be the last time. Okay, I was done. Okay, I really didn't play the multiplayer. I'm more of a campaign type person. I used to play Halo a lot, and I would play Halo for the story mode, the campaign. I really wasn't into multiplayer that much. Same thing when I would play Call of Duty. I was more into the storyline, but Call of Duty, I equally enjoyed the multiplayer. Okay, so it really just, for me, it just depends on what the game is, but a lot of time I'm in it for the story mode. Okay. And I was really hoping it was going to be good, and I thought they're not going to fuck this up. And after that, after about 10 minutes of playing it, is when, like I said, I swore, that's it, I'm done with EA. These people aren't getting any more of my money. Okay, so when Anthem comes out, I'm not buying. Unless that game blows the gaming community away, I'm not buying it. Excuse me. Well, but one of the largest things that affected EA was the fact that EA lost over $3 billion in stock since the launch. Now, it's been almost a year. Here we are at the end of October. So next month will have been a year since Battlefront 2 was launched. So why am I just now talking about this? Well, on a website called Reset Era, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, they have it written that 40 employees have left DICE due to the failed Battlefront 2 launch. Over 40 employees have left. And it's just mind-boggling that almost a year since that game came out, EA and DICE are still feeling the effects of that game. That really shows how bad a game is if a year down the road you've had to get rid of the microtransactions. You've had to, make it so where someone doesn't have to grind for 40 hours to, unlock a character. Now they've pretty much unlocked everything, and they added a bunch of stuff. I think they had a DLC or something. I don't know. Like I said, all that game has been doing lately is just taking up space on my hard drive. Okay, I haven't touched the game in months. But it really says something when almost a year down the road, they are still feeling the effects of what happened, about how bad that launch was. Okay, and this really stems from the gaming community coming together and saying, hey, you know what, fuck you, we're not gonna go for this shit. And it might sound similar to when Microsoft released the Xbox One X, when they had all that DRM policy bullshit. Same thing happened. Okay, what did Microsoft do? What was their answer to all of the backlash that they received? They told the fans, hey, if you guys don't like it, there's the Xbox 360. And I can't remember that guy's name, but I do believe he was fired as a result of that, because he basically told the fan base to fuck off. Okay, and what did the community do? We told them, okay, your options are fix this shit, or we're gonna go to either PS4 or we're gonna go to PC. Okay, and that's what a lot of people ended up doing. So what exactly is causing these employees to leave? And like I said, the majority of it is due to the fact of the failed launch of Battlefront 2. The other issue that's going on is that in Stockholm, you've got other game studios that are now starting to open up. So now you've got Epic Games, you've got Ubisoft, you've got King and Paradox Interactive, and all of those companies have opened up studios in Stockholm and are now starting to offer competition from DICE. So to me, just on the outside looking in, and I could be wrong on this, it makes me wonder, okay, are these employees seeing the writing on the wall? Okay, and keep in mind, DICE has about 737 employees, give or take. However, what you need to keep in mind is that number includes other personnel that work under, the DICE umbrella, and that includes employees that work on Frostbite. That includes employees that work for the development group Seed, and then you also have the Gothenburg-based studio Ghost, and then finally you have the EA employees that are based in Sweden. Okay, so when you're talking actual, EA or DICE employees, there's roughly 400 out of that 737. 400 of them directly work for DICE. So that means they have lost roughly 10% of their employees. So to me, that kind of hits home. You have lost 10% of your employees in the past year because people are starting to read the writing on the wall. And I'm really curious if this also has something, and they didn't mention this, but I am kind of curious. The next game that's coming out is Battlefront, or it's not Battlefront, I keep getting these two mixed up. Battlefield 5 is coming out. Okay, I guess next month. They had to push it back because it was wedged in between Red Dead Redemption 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Okay, so they pushed it to November, but then again, I believe Fallout 76 and a couple of other games are coming out in November. So it's still going to get a run for its money. But remember the comments that Patrick Sunderland told the gaming community when they received all the backlash about, the one-armed hook, woman on the cover of the box. A lot of gamers said, hey, this is really this is highly unrealistic. And what was his response? If you don't like it, don't buy it. And now look at the pre-orders. Okay, the pre-orders are garbage. I think they said that Call of Duty Black Ops was beating them by at least 80% in the pre-orders. I could be wrong. I don't have that statistic in front of me. But to me, the fact that they have lost 10% of their employees to now, and you've got other studios that are starting to pop up. And I'm not saying that DICE is a bad studio. The article did say that DICE is still the 7th most popular employer in Sweden. And it's a lot of people say it's a great place for people to start in their career, I guess, in the gaming industry. So in no way am I saying DICE is an absolute horrible company. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know what it's like to work at DICE. But the fact that people are leaving, to me, is a huge warning flag. That's a huge red flag. That's a telltale sign that things are going, they're starting to nosedive, and they're nosediving quick. Okay, and I think once Battlefield 5 comes out, we're going to see what exactly is going on. Okay, and that's just my little spin on it. And again, the article doesn't say, and I'll put a link to the article in the description, and you can read it for yourself, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. But I'm really curious if the comments that Patrick Sunderland made about Battlefield 5 in regards to people not agreeing with the agenda that they were pushing, the fact that the pre-order sales were terrible, I wonder if that also had a role to play with a lot of these people leaving. And again, to me, it just sounds like, okay, these employees, they're on the inside. Okay, all of us are on the outside looking in. So they're getting a front row view of what's actually going on in the company. And a lot of them might be reading the writing on the wall. And if some of you remember with Anthem, a lot of the writers were leaving. I think Drew Karpyshyn, if I'm saying his name wrong, please forgive me. I have a lot of his books, because he wrote a couple of Star Wars novels. I've got a lot of those. He's a major writer in the gaming industry, and when people like him are leaving, that is a huge red flag. Okay, and he gave a reason, but it was to me, it was a real vague reason why he was leaving Anthem. And that's by BioWare, and they're owned by EA, but of course BioWare isn't the same BioWare that a lot of us knew when we were younger. All those people are gone. Okay, as far as I know, I don't really think there's anyone there back when I was gaming in the 90s, early 2000s or whenever. So when all those writers started leaving Anthem to say, hey, I'm leaving BioWare, I've got other issues going on, and hey, best of luck. A lot of people looked at that and said, hey, whoa, that's a huge red flag. What the hell's going on? And so just again, me reading this saying that they've lost 10% of their employees and they're leaving to go join these other studios, it could be maybe they just have better pay, maybe they just have better benefits. That happens a lot. Okay, the last job I was in didn't offer, medical or dental. It didn't offer any kind of life insurance. There was no opportunity to grow professionally in the company, and the job was real stressful. So when you're in that situation, naturally you start looking for greener pastures, and that very well could have been it. But again, it really makes me wonder, is this because, not just because of Battlefront? It's kind of amazing that a year down the road, they're still having problems like this. But again, it just shows how bad that game was if this is true. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you like this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.